Some feeling as if they're spiraling, and others just feeling just a lack of motivation, a lack of clarity. And I just want to kind of, if it's you or that sounds like you or sounds like anyone that's around you, then this video is for you. What's the deal, pickles? I haven't done that in a long time. And this morning, well, it's morning for me, but I wanted to come on to kind of have a hey sis check-in. It's been crazy, so I have not been vlogging as much, but I have been posting and I have been crafting, mainly because if you've been around for long enough, you know that crafting is kind of where I get a lot of quiet time. I get stillness, I get clarity, I create ideas, and so it's a part, crafting is a part of my quiet time with God. And so it's a very integral part of my life. So that never stops, even if I'm not recording. But the reason why I wanted to do this check-in is because I have had several conversations with friends and people that I care about of us needing to jump on Zoom and really kind of tap in and connect because of people feeling off balance, and some feeling as if they're spiraling, and others just feeling just a lack of motivation, a lack of clarity. And I just want to kind of, if it's you or that sounds like you or sounds like anyone that's around you, then this video is for you. I got on one call and I don't know where to start, so that's why I had to sit for a second. Okay, so I got on a call with one friend, and just before that call, I kind of had this realization of that for many of us, or just about everybody, that's the probably wonderful thing, air quote, wonderful thing about this whole pandemic situation is that this unimaginable, unexplainable event is happening to all of us as a people, a body of people. And so I think it brings a level of understanding, and I know I'm thinking of another word and it's not coming to me, but it brings a level of understanding between all of us pretty much around the same time. Our discernment as to what that means, or how we digest it, or how we move upon that understanding is different, but we're all kind of living the same unfathomable reality, right? And with that said, I kind of want to just point a few things out. For most of us, this thing kind of, we may have been watching it, but having towns and cities and states and quarantining and the lockdowns and all of that stuff started taking place sometime in the midst of March. Well, you have March and April and May and June and July and August and September and October. November is a few days from the moment that I'm recording this video, and that will be 9 months of everything that you planned at the beginning of this year being upended. Everything that you thought 2020 to win, your girl getting it in 2020. Okay, all of that stuff was kind of upended by something that we would have never been able to explain. my alarm. So extend grace to yourself. If you feel as though nothing makes sense, it's because the reality is nothing really makes sense right now. Even if you're winning right now, it still doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, so extend grace to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to the people that are around you, even those that are extremely hard to be kind to, because the reality is all of us in this country and around the world for 9 months have been dealing with something that we don't have a framework for it. So if you feel off, you're okay. You're in great company. If you feel as though you don't know what to do next, you are in great company. So then the question becomes, what do we do? I am not a doctor. This does not classify as mental health advice. You have to seek whether it's self-care, time with the doctor, time in counseling, time with the pastor that you need to do to help take care of your mental health. But I do think there are things that we can do when you realize that, okay, here's what's happening. All the things that I had planned, let me tell you what happened. This is the way I see it. At first, it was just like, oh, cool. Like the world kind of shut down and it was okay to take it a little bit slower because everybody was taking it slow. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I was like, oh, cool, bet. These are the different things that I can do. Then probably about week 3 to 4-ish is when I started feeling the effects even of that, right? Because then it's like you're working around the clock because is today Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? Is it Thursday? Like time started to merge together. You can't go outside of the house. You were being closed in with all of your family members, and then time is steady ticking. Then you started having illnesses, and then you started having the things with the injustices that were going on with the killing of Black Americans. Then you started having the riots and do you see what I'm saying? And then so if you were attached to any type of social media or device or watched the news, still in a confined space, still unable to live your life as normal, still feeling off, all of it's being compressed, and you have nothing to do with that energy. You can't go to church and worship and praise, and yes, you can do it at home, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you need that moment to be in the house with other believers so that their energy can help and their faith can help fuel your energy and fuel your faith. And now it's like you don't have those things. And so then the time is going on and the time is going on. Again, for me personally, by this time, I would have had probably 3 to 4 trips, whether for work or for my personal self-care. I'll classify it that way. And normally those are trips where I do just on my own, so that I can just be concerned with Dana. And those are the moments when I'm able to reset and get back aligned and refocus on my goals and kick it with my girls and all of that. All of it has been out. So not this past week, but the week before, it all just kind of hit. Like, I am going to strangle somebody. I'm in a house, all adult children, trying to explain to adult children about why they got to be careful and they're doing well and they're doing the best that they can with what information we have, but it still doesn't make this easier. And thankfully, my husband says, let's go for a ride. Let's just get out and go for a ride. And we went for a ride for like 2 hours and just had fresh air and came back, not fully, right? The 2 hours doesn't erase everything, but it did help me to say what I'm telling you now. You're okay. And even if you're not okay, I'm telling you that it's okay not to be okay, but maybe here are some things that you can do to assess how far you are on that spectrum. And then if you're too far on that spectrum, reach out to someone, a pastor, a counselor. I don't know all the other things that you can search for. Now they have digital counseling and all that stuff. That's not something that I have used, but I've seen it out there. And if that's something that you need, do what is necessary to help you get a sense of equilibrium. And I don't want to say normal, but you do have to find a sense of normal right now as best as you can. So what are some things that you can do? Number one, I feel like this is an excellent time to journal. Now, if you've been around for any amount of time, you know that I am a journaler, but I'm not an everyday journaler, lifelong journaler like that. But whenever I need those moments to regroup and recheck in, I do it when I feel the need to do it. Another thing that I do is I craft. That's a way for me to pray. It's a way for me to meditate. A lot of times here lately, as you see, I have not turned on the camera because I've needed that time, y'all. I've needed that time to just sit and let the music play or listen to sermons and really get centered to know that God is still in control, and He is in control even over this. And even this is working out for my good. And what I need to do is continue to walk in the path that He's given to me. And He has been so faithful even in this season because I trust in Him first, and not in my understanding or lack of understanding of what's going on around me. So journaling. Two, I'm going to say, as a piggyback of what I've already said, crafting. Maybe because of all these things, you can't pick up something that you were working on before. I have found that crumb quilting, doing granny squares with just pieces of whatever yarn that I am picking up and just finishing off these old skeins, because I don't have to think. I don't have to plan. I get to just let my hands move. Number three, finding some new music. Getting some paints and some paper and just painting like a kid. Getting some new colored pencils and a coloring book. Finding some way to where you don't have, it's kind of like this mindless thing, but that you can just have some sort of self-expression and just shoot the brick. Back in the day, they used to say shoot the shit. Pardon my French, but you know what I mean. Do that. Let me tell you what I have done. Y'all, for this number three, I have started when we go out for our morning walks, which we do Monday through Friday every morning. And I have started letting myself listen to music at the highest that my little speaker can go during my showers. And my rule is if it's after 7:30, everybody in the house is going to hear. I'll see you later. Everybody in the house is going to hear whatever it is I'm listening to. If it's after 7:30, I'm getting it in. So today it might be Drake, tomorrow it might be some Christian hip hop today. Whatever it is, by the time I come out of that shower, y'all, I done jammed. Today it was a Usher Essentials playlist. I pick a new Apple playlist to listen to. I just let myself, like when I was a kid, we used to do that. We used to take baths together. We would have so much fun taking our baths. We used to make a mess. But the point is that finding joy in things that you can easily create that environment for yourself. I don't have to have candles. I don't have to have a certain type of bubble bath. I don't have to have, which is all fine and dandy. But my thing is, I still have to get to work. I still have to do things. So doing that thing for myself every morning, it is a joy. And y'all, I'm jamming. I got my 1 and 2 game on lock. Okay. So 3 is finding some way to tap into this, a space of not having to think, but at the same time giving yourself joy. So if you like music, or you like art, or you like crafting, or here's what I will say with the caveat with that. I think it would be best not to do anything that has something to do with, like, that you may accidentally stumble on a news feed, or that has to do with social media, because the reality is anything in those spheres can automatically be a trigger to send you back into that more negative state, because you can't control what's going to pop up in front of you. So that's number 3. Number 4 is reach out to someone that you care about and you know that cares about you. And it may even be to not talk about this is why I'm not a counselor like that. And I am trained as a Christian counselor, but the point is not counseling. This is not counseling. But it may be to get together and not talk about this, but talk about whatever, like yarn and fabric and new patterns you're working on, and how you like your exercise program and new meals that you're doing. Because the reality is that helps us to understand that life goes on and we're okay, even if we don't get it, right? So the final thing that I would say is start stockpiling, whether it is a list or things, or find a way to plan these little activities throughout your day. And here's my belief, and again, it's just me, that you're going to need to do these more often than in times past. Right? Because I feel as though the energy of right now, the uncertainty of right now, elections coming up, all these things are like this pressure cooker. And so you need to have ways to release that steam and to release. And I meant to only do those 5, but I will add one more: physical movement, walking, 5 minutes, 10 minutes in fresh air, and it just does a world of good. And I will tell you, I'm trying to get back to where exercising is a huge priority. I walk, but I want to still get back to where I once was, and I'm not there yet. So I really have to make exercising work double duty. So it's a time where I get to talk with my husband and check in, listen to a podcast, listen to new music, because those things keep me moving. And when I look up, I've done my 3 miles and I'm done, right? And we've worked up to that. So I didn't mean for this to be that long, but hey, sis, is all about us taking care of us. I am you, you are me, we is we. Therefore, we have to look out for each other. So in the comment section, give us some suggestions. What are some things that we can do to let go of some of the pressure, to get our sense of equilibrium, to get to right our world? And this is not permission to just be, we don't want to be delusional or whatever, or just discount what's going on, but we each have to deal with that segment of our current circumstance in a way that feels right for us. But I believe the tips that I shared in this video will help to make it so you're not spiraling, hopefully. Okay? So I will see you in the comment section. As always, I'm sending my love to you. I'm hugging you, and I'm praying for you and your family. And I look forward to talking with you all, hopefully sooner than later. Follow any precautions that are mandated for your city, state, but in the end, do what's absolutely best for yourself, of course, without hurting or harming anyone else, but do what's best for yourself. And if you need some suggestions, look in the comment section. So can I count on you, please, to put a suggestion in the comment section for your sister in this moment? Let's be a sister to our sisters. And I will talk with you all hopefully sooner than later. Goodbye.
If I can't have you, I don't want you to have anyone. And if you don't want me, there's something wrong with them, right? Maybe I got problems that I don't tell anyone. Have I lost my perception? Feel like I wanna I do something wrong now? Packing all your belongings. Say you wanna take some time, but if you say we'll meet again, why'd you have to take everything now?